So what is the 2024 sneaker of the year? Does it come from Jordan Brand, Nike, Adidas, Yeezy, or who knows, maybe even New Balance? Well, we can't actually answer that question today just because the year is only halfway through, but we can actually take a look at the contenders so far. Now, out of all of the major sneaker publications, Footwear News, they like to crown a sneaker of the year where they choose one specific model, which happens towards the end of the year. Complex, they also like to drop their top 10 sneakers of the year. So for today's list, we're gonna be actually taking a look at Complex's top 10 list so far, which they did actually happen to just publish yesterday. We're gonna be discussing their picks, and then towards the end of the video, I'm gonna give you guys my picks where we can reach some type of conclusion. So for the top 10 best sneakers of 2024 so far, according to Complex, coming in at number 10, they got the Jordan 17 Low Lightning. Now, upon this initial limited release, this sneaker caused a lot of noise, and I think sneakerheads were excited to see Jordan Brand hit us with a retro model outside of the typical numbers 1 through 14. Coming in at number 9, we got the New Balance Action Bronson 1906 R Rosewater. And just a little spoiler alert, out of this entire top 10 list, this is just one of 2 releases that don't fall under the Nike Jordan Brand umbrella. Coming in at number 8, we got the Air DT Max 96, a model part of the classic Air Diamond Turf series, a signature sneaker worn by Deion Sanders. And with the new emergence of Coach Prime, I feel like this was perfect timing. I think a lot of people were surprised to see these sell out in stores nationwide. Coming in at number 7, we got the Jordan 4 Military Blue, a classic OG Jordan done the right way. Coming in at number 6, we have the Kobe 4 Protro Girl Dad, a sneaker which blends performance with Nike's perfectly crafted storytelling. Coming in at number 5, we got the Travis Scott T-Rex. Now, there was a lot of storylines leading up to this release. Of course, we all know Travis Scott dropped some of the most hype Jordan Brand collaborations, but could he do it with a release of his own, with a new all-original silhouette? Well, I think this question couldn't really be answered just yet, just because the fact that this release was so limited. But anyways, Complex has it at number 5. At number 4, we got the Jordan 3 Nina Chanel Abney collaboration. At number 3, we have the Futura SB Dunk Low. I think when it comes to this release, it really caters to like that hardcore Nike SB audience, but also caters to the new Hypebeast audience as well. At number 2, we got the Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined. Not so much to say about this release other than it was just one of the most popular sneaker drops, probably one of the most hype releases we've seen in the last 2 to 3 years. And then coming in at number 1, of which Complex has chosen as the best sneaker of 2024, we got the AE1 All-Star. All right, now y'all know I've been vouching for these AE1s all year long, but I actually have a problem with this pick at number 1, and it's because out of all of the AE1s that we've seen drop so far, these All-Star Game, this colorway in particular, happens to be my least favorite, while I got these OG with loves as the best that have dropped so far. But unfortunately, this sneaker actually happened to drop in 2023, December to be exact, which I guess would disqualify it from the list. So while I couldn't choose just one specific AE1 colorway, which is my favorite, I feel like all of the colorways come together as a collective, and Adidas most definitely has dropped one of the best new basketball models that we've seen in years. Now, according to Matthew Welty, who I'm assuming has something to do with putting together this list, this is what he had to say about choosing the AE1 as the best sneaker of 2024 so far. Is the Adidas AE1 my personal favorite sneaker that I want to wear the most? No, not at all, but it's really hard to deny the impact and overall feeling it's brought back to the sneaker world this year. And what's best about it all is we didn't know we'd be this excited for it. So there you have it. This is the list of which Complex is calling the top 10 best sneakers of 2024 so far. Now, I know this list is going to piss off a lot of people, especially with them picking the AE1 at number 1. So that's what the comment section down below is for. Go ahead and drop your critiques. Now, if I had to make any changes to this list, while I feel like Complex most definitely did a pretty good job, I would have to remove some pairs from this list. First off, if we start from the bottom, I'm taking off those Action Bronson Rosewater joints. I feel like because out of all of the Action Bronson collabs that we've seen so far, the 3 that are dropping this year, I would say this Rosewater is my least favorite. Remember, we have those Scorpius joints as well as the blue pair, which I feel like are much better than these right here. The next pair I'm gonna remove from this list is going to be a controversial pick, but I'm taking these Kobe 4 Protro Girl Dads. I know the storytelling and everything is very touching, but I would just have to say overall, I'm just not feeling this sneaker. It just doesn't look that great to me. I'm also going to remove those Travis Scott T-Rex joints. While they are cool, they sold out. They're going for a lot on the resale market. I feel like you're never going to see anybody rocking these joints in real life unless you pull up to like a sneaker con event or something like that. And I also, unfortunately, I'm going to have to remove these Nina Chanel Abney Jordan 3s. I feel like this is a release where all like the higher ups here in the sneaker game are, wanting to be a big thing, but I just feel like they're not really worth the hype like that. And I just feel like people in the real world, aren't really feeling them that much, and these just may be a little bit overhyped. So while I would say, as far as my personal picks, this list is not gonna be my personal top 10, but just rather the pairs that I feel like have the biggest impact here in the world of sneakers in 2024. So as we've removed these 4 pairs, I'm gonna have to add 4 more pairs to the list. And while these sneakers are in no particular order, except for the pick, which I have here at number 1. So just stay tuned. Now, the first pair I'm gonna add to the list is gonna have to be the CPFM Air Force Ones, which happen to be a re-release. We originally saw these drop in 2020, but they did add 2 new colors. I feel like the Air Force One is always a classic. And as far as these CPFM joints, which are super overhyped, but I feel like Nike did a great job of releasing a lot of pairs. Next up, while I know a lot of y'all are gonna be mad at this pick right here, I'm throwing the Yeezy pods in here like that. So, of course, coming off the Adidas Yeezy deal, everybody was waiting to see what Ye was going to be bringing to the table. And while these may not be a complete game changer, they definitely had a huge impact. Of course, originally dropping at $200. Then, when they dropped the price down to just $20, everybody was talking about these. And I can't name one person that I know that doesn't actually have a pair of these Yeezy pods. So I love the fact they dropped these down to $20, allowing people that normally wouldn't try some of this unconventional footwear, but being priced at $20, I felt like it opened the door for a lot more people to try these. Plus, on top of that, it's Ye we're talking about here. Now, I also got to add in these J Balvin Rios, which I would probably replace those Nina Chanel Abneys with this as my favorite Jordan Brand collab this year so far. I feel like as the follow-up to the Medellin Sunset pair or release, which I feel like shocked a lot of people, this was a great sequel, a great summertime sneaker as well. And then coming in at number 1, which I feel like is the most popular sneaker of 2024 so far. While we can't single this out for one particular colorway or collab or anything like that, but I'm gonna go ahead and have to give these to the Asics Gel 1130. I just feel like you can't walk outside seeing people, without seeing somebody rocking these joints right here. And I think when it comes to Asics, the Gel Cayanos were, a really big impact. We saw a lot of like fashion heads rocking those joints like 2 years ago. So I feel like it was an easy transition here into the 1130, which I think is a much better budget-friendly model, maybe a little more appealing to the mainstream. But just like I said, I feel like you can't go outside without seeing people rocking these right now. The Retro Runner, the trend is at an all-time high, and it's gone completely mainstream, and just everybody except for me seems to have a pair of these. So that's my list right here. Let me know what you guys think down below. And again, I'm not giving this to any particular sneaker, but I just feel like those Gel 1130s are just absolutely everywhere and have had a huge impact. I would say like last year it was probably the Adidas Samba, the year before the Dunk Low, particularly the Panda colorway, but this year these 1130s are like the new Pandas. Like everybody is rocking these joints. So I feel like that's the most popular sneaker of 2024, which I feel like rightfully deserves to make it at number 1. So drop your feedback down below. What do you guys think about Complex List? What do you guys think about them picking the AE1 as the best sneaker of 2024 so far? And of course, drop your picks and let me know what you guys thought about my critique. So we're gonna wrap things up right here. I'm JA. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Of course, I will be back tomorrow to check in with you guys for the latest sneaker updates. Until then, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out. Catch y'all tomorrow. Love.